And I was listening to your remarks, and this is Black History Month, of the, like you said, the teachers that work towards nurturing. And I think that was a key component. I guess when we look at education today and we're trying to figure out, what was wrong or what were the difficulties, really you were achieving success then. And you had success, and sometimes if it's not broke, then you don't need to go about fixing it. But for some reason, they felt the need to begin to work towards fixing things, and we got into the high stakes testing when many of the young people back during that time period were successful anyway. And they're doing great anyway, and really studying, what was it, the level of commitment coming from those teachers in the building, their willingness to stay late, their willingness to follow up if there was a child that was having problems or having difficulties. And then also, not only their willingness to do this, but then when they went to the home was receptive.
Yes.
And I think that's a key part as we look at, when we try to work with our young people and getting them to achieve success in school. The home being receptive to receiving suggestions coming from the school and working together as a collaborative unit and helping to making a change in the performance of the child. Because I'm certain if you had a child that was in trouble, or if you ever got into difficulties, and you couldn't go home and say one thing, and then the school say something, and then here they would take the opinion of the child over the adults. I think parents came in to investigate and to find out, what was going on. And then you had active parents in the PTAs.
Yes.
Yeah, because when you think of many of the people who were active in the PTA group, and I'm certain your mom was very active during that time period in the PTA and supportive of the of what was going on and supportive of you and as the part of the administration. But then also, if they found something that wasn't going right, they didn't mind coming in and letting the administrators know it. Is that right? And making the necessary changes and suggestions.
Oh, that was the way it was. I mean, we had Mr. Gator Lewis. I mean, he pretty much practically ran all of the discipline in the school, and because everybody wanted to play sports, and we had female basketball, track, it was swimming. It was just so many great people came through the school. The thing that really impressed me was the real experience that we gained from those teachers. Mr. Walter Napier, outstanding teacher as well. And we had him on every floor was like that. I mean, you knew what you had to do. You came in and you did your work. They went on to high school. Coaches came from everywhere just to look at the ball players they were interested in. And it was a real good system. And I think that doing the top basketball players, what you called it, are individuals who stood out, did well, went on through high school and ended up going to college or getting a job, and they're so respectful today because of how they were treated when they were youngsters. In Bancroft. So,
and it's nice to know that they went on, like you said, we were with the dropout rate, and here these young people, they went on to high school.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you look at Rashid Mustafa, graduated from Morgan State, outstanding point guard, working with Wilmington Parks and Recreation. Same thing with Dwayne Jefferson.
Yes, Wayne Jefferson he's a fine young, I shouldn't say young man, but a fine man, and so is Rashid Mustafa. Those guys are great guys in the community as well.
Right.
And Bancroft also had outstanding after-school programs. A lot of people don't remember, but Bancroft had outstanding after-school programs that kept us off the streets
Yes.
and kept us busy. As soon as we got out of school, we could go to Bancroft and go to after-school programs.
Yes,
And
yes.
that was needed at that time, especially on the east side of town.
And you know, the building itself was open for these after-school activities. There were so many young people were involved with the arts, like Mike Raleigh, outstanding artist, good basketball player, but he did his work, went on to high school and graduated from college. You know, there's so many people who have gone on and made us proud.
Yes, and Mike Riley was the best artist in the city.
Yes, he was.
He was outstanding.
Yeah, he got a scholarship
Yes,
to go on
Mike
Saturday
Riley.
mornings.
Yes, Mike Riley.
Sure did.
He was tremendous. And he was also outstanding basketball player.
Yeah, he was.
Yes.
Yes, he was.
And he was a real good student as well.
Yeah,
Yes,
Mike
he
was a
was.
very bright young man.
Yes.
And then you look at Angela Mason, and she's
Yes.
working down at, and she was at Bancroft.
Yeah, she played basketball and ran track. Good grades. She's now one of the top scientists down in Maryland.
Yeah, and Nuth, was it Catherine and Mary Jackson in the Hidden Figures?
Hidden Figures. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she stayed with them. Yes.
Yep.
She's doing a great job down at
Greenbelt in the Greenbelt, Maryland.
Greenbelt, Maryland.
Yes. We've had politicians come out of Bancroft. You
Yes.
got Norman Oliver.
Norman Oliver.
He's doing great things.
Yes, yes.
You know, Vince Garlick.
Vince
Vince
Garlick.
Garlick's doing great things. We
Yes.
just had so many people from every area you can think of, sports, arts, politics, they've come out of Bancroft. It's just outstanding.
Well, Hanifa Shabazz,
Hanifa-
president.
Yes, Hanifa Shabazz.
City council.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it's just so many of them. Xanthia Oliver.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's nice is that when you had your leagues there after school,
Yes.
then you had members from the community who would come in and help coach those
Yeah,
young people.
Yes, yes.
I know you and Mr. Oates
Mr. Oates,
worked for years with the
Mr. Vassos, Mr. Clark, Josephus Clark was right there with us. We had some outstanding programs, and the parents were really involved. We went everywhere. We took the youngsters everywhere.
Yes.
Played before the JV games. They would put on a little show. We get a couple teams playing against each other, and it kept a lot of our children out of trouble. They didn't. They knew they wanted to play sports. They knew they had to get good grades, and they had to be respectful, and they couldn't get in trouble. And it worked out for. And when they did have problems, we would go to the home and sit down with them. Now we had one young man. I had him when he was a little fellow, but he went over with Mr. Dean over to Powell School every day. He would go over there and play. And that was Charlie Smith.
Yes.
He passed on, but he was being drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers. He ended up getting sick, but fine young man. And his brother, Dwayne Smith, could shoot the lights out on the basketball court. That's how good he was. But
and he was supportive. He came from a supportive home.
his mother was very active coming up to the school. She knew where they were. They'd be right in there. Just give the guys a ball. They come in. And, you know, we had to thank, you know, Mr. Holland for that, too, because, you know, he'd let them use the basketballs. I would lock them up when the day was over. But the guys stayed in there Saturday mornings. You were in there from like 9 in the morning to 4. Go get your orange juice and your donuts. We just kept the building open. And, you know, it was good that we had people like Mr. Lewis and John Holland to let them, you know, utilize the equipment in there. Basically, the equipment was the basketballs. Rolled the baskets down, and the guys played ball all day. But the parents knew where they were, and the kids during that time period, they wanted to learn how to play basketball. They wanted to do their schoolwork, and they had good manners.
Yes.
Yeah, they really did.
Well, they gave the respect back. And it's funny, that goes hand in hand as you reached out to them and working with these children on the east
Yeah.
side, and they saw the time that you took with them, and they in turn gave back the respect that was needed. So they understood some of the sacrifices that you were making. Like you said,
Yeah.
Saturday mornings, most time as administrators or as educators and teachers, you want to be home
Yes.
trying to accomplish some of the things that you didn't get done during the course of the week.
We kept that
But,
gym open.
but by keeping the gym open, they realized that this was a sacrifice, and letting them in and letting them use the equipment.
Yes.
You know, because many times schools, you know, no, this is our equipment and it's just for the students coming in the building. But you open up that equipment to the community,
Yeah, we
and,
did.
and rightly so, they're taxpayers. And so you open up and provide an opportunity for the young people to, from that community, to use that equipment. And keeping the equipment, because I know even on the basketball court, you made certain that those rims were covered with nets.
We put the rubber foam around the bottom of the backboard. And we just had some outstanding things going on. We had guys that would come in, Mr. Ted Blunt, Major Harrison. We had Mr. Donald Heyman. They stayed in the gym helping young people. We just had a great time working with the young people, and they benefited from it. I guess what we're going to do now is take a quick break and come right back. So just keep that channel on, and we'll be right with you. Thank you very much.